Imagine waking up, grabbing your phone, and seeing this headline: Dream coin vaporizes overnight. Developers vanish, taking $50 million in investor funds with them. You read the comments. One person wrote, "I put my entire life savings in there. It's all gone." Another says, "I thought I was so smart, getting in early." Your heart sinks. Maybe you even feel a twinge of relief that it wasn't you this time. But here's the thing. This isn't new, not even a little bit. Swap out Dream Coin for Magic Beans or Can't Lose Stock, and you've got the exact same story that fooled people centuries ago. The names change, the technology gets a shiny new coat of paint, but the core engine of the scam? That remains identical. And it will keep working tomorrow, and next year, and probably 100 years from now. So why are we, as a species, so brilliantly talented at falling for the same financial tricks, over and over and over again? To understand why we fall, we first need to look at how the trap is built. Every successful scam, from an email from a stranded prince to a multi-billion-dollar crypto scheme, uses a simple recipe of psychological triggers. It's like a master key for the human brain. The first ingredient is scarcity and urgency. This is the act now button they're always pushing. This offer expires at midnight. We're only letting the first 100 people in. The price doubles tomorrow. It's designed to shut down your long-term thinking brain and activate the lizard brain that is terrified of missing out. You don't have time to do research, to call a friend, to sleep on it. If you pause, you lose. The scammer needs you to decide with your emotions, not your logic. The second ingredient is social proof. This is the "but everyone else is doing it" effect. Scammers are masters of creating the illusion of a crowd. They fill comment sections with fake, glowing testimonials. They create fake graphs showing a flood of new investors. They'll tell you, "My aunt's neighbor's dog walker invested $1,000 and turned it into $10,000 in a week." When we see others, or think we see others jumping on board, our brain sends a powerful signal. There must be something to this. It feels safer in a group. We forget that sometimes the whole group is marching right off a cliff together. The third key ingredient is authority signals. Scammers can't build real trust, so they borrow it. They steal it. This could be as simple as using complex financial jargon to sound smart. Or it could be using a photo of themselves in front of a rented luxury car. In the modern world, it's fake celebrity endorsements. A deep-faked video of a famous business person promoting a fake crypto token. Or it's fake credentials. Former Wall Street whiz kid. Or PhD in blockchain economics from a university I made up. They wrap their scheme in the symbols of success and expertise because they know we're wired to trust those symbols. Now you mix these three things together. You add a heaping spoon of greed, the dream of easy, life-changing money, and you get the perfect storm. This combination creates massive blind spots in our judgment. FOMO plus greed equals a willingness to believe the unbelievable. The logical part of your brain that should be screaming, "This is too good to be true," gets drowned out by the much louder, more primal part that's whispering, "But what if it is true?" Imagine what you could do with that money. Let's prove this isn't just a modern problem. Let's take a trip back in time and meet the Oz of the scam world. First stop, 1920s Boston. Meet Charles Ponzi. He didn't invent the scheme that bears his name, but he perfected it. His promise was simple and irresistible. He claimed he could make a 50% profit in 45 days by buying and selling international reply coupons, a kind of postal coupon. It was complicated sounding, which gave it that authority gloss. People didn't really understand it, but they understood the returns. The early investors did get paid those massive returns, creating incredible social proof. Word spread like wildfire. Everyone from janitors to police officers to socialites was pouring their money into Ponzi's company. But here's the dirty secret. He wasn't actually making any real profit. He was just using money from new investors to pay the returns to the old investors. It's a simple shell game. It works perfectly, as long as the stream of new money never stops. But of course, it always does. When it collapsed, millions of dollars were lost. The core of his scam? That too good to be true promise sound familiar? Now, let's go even further back, all the way to 1711, England. This is the South Sea Bubble. The South Sea Company was given a monopoly on trade with South America. The hype was insane. Pamphlets and word of mouth painted visions of mountains of gold and silver from the New World. The social proof was off the charts. Everyone from aristocrats to merchants to politicians was investing. Even the brilliant scientist Isaac Newton got in early, made a profit, and then got back in later, caught by the greed. The authority signal was the British government itself, which endorsed the company. The problem? The whole premise was a lie. Spain controlled South America and had no intention of letting a British company trade freely. The company had virtually no real profits. But none of that mattered. The stock price skyrocketed based on pure hype and speculation. People were buying not because of the company's value, but because they believed a greater fool would buy it from them for more later. When the truth emerged, the bubble burst, bankrupting thousands. Isaac Newton reportedly lost a fortune, equivalent to millions today, and said, "I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people." Fast forward to the 1980s, 2000s, and we have the boiler room scams, particularly notorious in Asia and the US. Picture a sweaty, crowded room full of young, aggressive salespeople with telephones. They're using high-pressure scripts to cold call thousands of people, often retirees and small investors, pushing worthless penny stocks. They use all the tricks. Urgency. This stock is about to explode. You need to buy now. Fake authority. I'm a senior analyst, and my inside sources tell me. And fabricated social proof. All our other clients are loading up on this. They create a sense of panic and excitement, so potent that people wire their life savings for shares in a gold mine that doesn't exist, or a tech company that has just an empty office. The pressure is so intense, it steamrolls rational thought. And this brings us full circle to today, the crypto rug pull. It's the digital, decentralized version of the same old song. Developers create a new, flashy cryptocurrency token. They use social media, Twitter, TikTok, Discord, to create hype, social proof. They might pay a pseudo-influencer to promote it, fake authority. They promise insane, Ponzi-like returns. They create a sense of frantic urgency. We're launching in 1 hour. Don't miss the moonshot. People pour money in. The value of the token goes up as more people buy. And then, when the developers have accumulated enough money from investors, they pull the rug. They sell all their tokens at once, crashing the price to zero, and disappear into the digital ether with the funds. The technology is new, but the formula is centuries old. It's Charles Ponzi with a laptop. So we've seen the blueprint, and we've seen it in action across history. But why does it work on us? Why is our brain so vulnerable to this playbook? It comes down to the way we're wired. Our brains are amazing, but they're not perfect logic machines. They love shortcuts. These shortcuts, called heuristics, usually help us navigate the world without having to analyze every single detail. But scammers have learned to hijack these shortcuts. The first shortcut is trust. We are socially conditioned to trust. It's what holds society together. If a friend recommends a plumber, you trust them. If a doctor gives you advice, you trust them. Scammers exploit this by mimicking the signals of trustworthiness: a friendly smile, a professional-looking website, a verified social media account. Our brain sees the signal and takes the shortcut. This looks legit. To be skeptical of everything is exhausting, so we drop our guard especially when the next factor is in play. That factor is hope and greed. The dream of a better life is a powerful, powerful force. The idea that you could solve all your financial problems, retire your parents, buy that house, achieve freedom. It's an emotional siren song. When that dream is dangled in front of us, a chemical called dopamine floods our brain. Dopamine is associated with anticipation and reward. It feels good to imagine being rich. This dopamine hit can actually dull the parts of our brain responsible for critical thinking and risk assessment. Greed isn't just a sin. It's a neurological blindfold. It makes us focus on the potential reward and systematically downplay the massive, obvious risks. Then there's herd behavior. We are tribal creatures. For most of human history, going against the group could mean death. Being left out of a vital opportunity could mean starvation. That instinct is still deep within us. So, when we see a crowd moving in one direction, even a fake, manufactured crowd, our subconscious alarm bells go off. Don't be left behind. The tribe has found food. This is why FOMO, fear of missing out, is such a potent emotion. It's not just about money. It's a deep-seated fear of social and opportunity loss. We'd rather be wrong with the crowd than be right alone. The scammer's genius lies in making you feel like you're late to the party, and the only way in is to rush through the door without looking. Finally, there's overconfidence. Many people who get scammed, especially in modern, complex schemes, think, "I'm too smart to be scammed." They believe they've done their research, which often just means reading other hype men, in the same online echo chamber. They understand the tech just enough to be dangerous to themselves. This overconfidence makes them dismiss the cautious voices as uninformed or dinosaurs who don't get it. The scammer loves this. Your arrogance becomes the final brick in the wall that seals you inside the trap. So, let's tie it all back. Scams aren't really about finance. They're about human nature. They don't just exploit legal loopholes. They exploit psychological loopholes, the built-in bugs in our own mental software. The craving for a shortcut, the desire to belong, the powerful lure of hope, and the deep-seated fear of being left behind. As long as these human traits exist, and they're not going anywhere, there will be people designing traps to exploit them. The ledger book might change from parchment to paper to a digital blockchain, but the story written inside, it remains tragically consistent. Because every age writes its own crooked ledger, and every time, people line up to sign their names inside it.